I don't like where this is going. Stop! Stop! No! Please, lady, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Austinator Friends Talk Pop Culture. Today, we are going to delve into the world of video games today, as, you know, we have nothing else to talk about. So, without further ado, let's bring on our guests. First up, we have Jonathan Talks with the Purple J. What's up, Jonathan?
Nothing much, man. You know, just doing nothing like I usually am.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And next up, we have Jerry for the win. What's up, Jerry?
What's up?
Today we are, like I said in the intro, we're gonna be playing some video games, and not
playing video games.
We're not playing video games. We're talking about video games.
What the fuck?
Because we're all a bunch of gamers here. I last time I checked. So yeah, without further ado, first we're gonna go through around the panel, tell everybody where they can find themselves at. We'll start off with Jonathan. Where can they find you at?
Find me at the Jonathan Talks YouTube channel, and you can find me Jonathan Talks on Twitter, Jonathan Talks on Instagram, all that stuff.
Very nice. Jerry, where can they find you at?
Your nearest street corner. And twitch.tv/Jerry for the win. Or something like that. I don't know what my fucking name is. Figure it out.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah. And you guys, in the chat, in the future, if you're watching this, yes, there is someone missing. Angry Care Bears will not be appearing today.
Dead.
Yeah, I fucking hit her with a bus.
Well, that sucks. I mean, should be paying more attention.
Yeah, well, that'll teach these kids to stop looking at their fucking phone. She was walking across ADFC. I said, boop. I ran that bitch down. I said, vroom, vroom.
God damn.
Evan was there, too. I fucking hit his ass first. And then I fucking doubled back around and I fucking ran over him again.
Will you hit the reverse and hit him backwards?
You're a total scumbag.
You know what? You're a total scumbag, and you're getting one next. You're not going to show up on next week's podcast because you'll be fucking gone. You'll be sleeping with the fishes.
Well, I don't think I'm doing. Well, I'm not doing the podcast for 2 weeks because I'm going on break.
This guy takes fucking breaks. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Got a problem with that?
Fucking what a fucking I don't know.
Anywho, today we're talking video games.
All right, we're talking video games.
So. Let me tell you. Beginning of it all. Why is this guy mocking me? I'm gonna have to kill him.
I'm gonna have to kill him.
Rape him.
Okay.
Jesus, Jerry.
All right, now, so let's not say that. So look, what am I saying? What video games do you guys want to talk about first? Because I got
I guess we could just start off with what's one of the first video games you've played?
Call of Duty World at War.
Okay, so let's bring it back to 2008, shall we? Where it all began.
Call of Duty World at War was one of my first video. Oh no, wait, no. Well, it's one of my first, but Halo. I remember my mom actually used to play video games. She'd be playing Halo, and she'd let me play. So play Halo 1, 2, 3.
Bro.
Nice.
I used to play on the fucking N64. Used to play fucking Castlevania.
Dude, Halo was amazing.
And 007 GoldenEye. I played Halo Combat Evolved on the fucking original Xbox.
World at War was a great game. World at War is like the first game where they introduced zombies into Call of Duty.
Yep. Now it's my favorite game mode of all time.
It takes no skill, but it's awesome.
And then we can go to Modern Warfare. All right.
Well, let's stick on Call of Duty World. Or no, let's stick on Halo because that's kind of the oldest one of the oldest ones. So what's your favorite Halo?
Ooh, my favorite Halo. I think it might either be Halo 3 or Halo Reach. Not gonna lie.
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because I think like those are the only ones I've really gotten my hands on and being able to really play it. I just haven't gone and played the first 2 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't play. I mean, I obviously haven't played Halo for years, and I haven't played really since like the last one I played was Halo Reach, I think, like years ago. But it's hard because with Halo 1, 2, like I kind of mix up the Halos in my head, like because it was so long ago, and I didn't play them like a lot. It's not like Call of Duty where I can remember basically every Call of Duty that I played and when I played it. But I was more of a campaign guy on Halo. I mean, I liked multiplayer, but the campaign was awesome. Yeah. There was what was that mode? There was a mode you could play, Forged, or was it Forged? What was it?
Forged was a mode.
Yeah, where you could basically your own map, right? Fight on them.
Yeah, yep.
I remember playing that a lot. That was insane, in a good way.
Yeah, I liked Halo. My 2 favorite Halos were probably Combat Evolved on the original Xbox, and then Halo 3.
The campaign was awesome to me for the original Halos, because you really felt like you were in the game. Like you really felt like you were in space. You know, it's just awesome. It's just an awesome game.
Yeah.
I heard it fell off after the first 3. That's what a lot of people say is after the first. Actually, people tell me the third one isn't even that good.
What the fuck are they talking about?
Fuck them. I'm gonna kill them now.
Halo 3 is awesome.
You know what? I have a lot of memories playing.
What?
Fucking WWE SmackDown versus Raw.
On the
2008.
I played the version on the Nintendo DS, I think.
What the fuck? I played it on the PS2.
Or maybe I'm thinking no. There's a WWE game for the DS that I played.
Yeah, there's like a couple of them.
You could go all the way to like WrestleMania. Dude, that shit was great.
Well, actually, on the Xbox 360, WWE, like when they had the 2K WWE, like 2K16, I think they had a 14, 15. Those were awesome. You could play WrestleMania mode where you could like go against Undertaker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 2K14 was.
You would get all sorts of modded characters. Like you get all sorts of custom modded characters to play, wrestlers to play as. In the later
that
ones.
was the best part.
Yeah.
Game to play as you could even play as a penis.
Dude, I would play Hell in a Cell all the time, and I'd be going against my friend, and we'd get up to the top of the Hell in the Cell, and like I'd suplex him through the top of the Hell in the Cell.
Bro, that shit is wild.
Dude, Money in the Bank is also like one of my favorite, not just in the game, but in the actual WWE. It's like one of my favorite what would you call like matches, I guess, types of matches where you'd have to climb the ladder and get the case.
You know, that should have been a thing on Deal or No Deal, where all right, well, seeing as how you fucked up and you're not choosing all the stuff right, well, guess what? Now you got to climb up a ladder and you got to grab your briefcase in order to win.
I used to play Deal or No Deal. That shit was fun.
Remember the Elimination Chamber? Where
man.
Yeah.
And you get sent one at a time.
Yeah, that was cool.
Awesome stuff, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say because we were going based off like our first video games. Like I think one of the very first video games I played was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed on 360, I believe.
Bring that up. I was gonna bring that one up eventually.
But dude,
Awesome.
Force Unleashed is so much better than Jedi Fallen Order.
I've actually heard good things about Fallen Order, though.
It's
good, but it's like
It's not better than Force Unleashed.
no.
Force Unleashed was like, but to be fair, Force Unleashed is probably the best Star Wars game ever created. Well, it's up there.
I mean, it's like one of them. I would say you could also consider like the OG Battlefronts.
Actually, to comment on the Battlefront, the one that's made by EA, the first one. I'm not gonna lie, really wasn't that bad. I actually quite enjoyed it. The first Battlefront by EA.
The first Battlefront, I personally didn't like because there was nothing to do.
Well, yeah, I like the multiplayer mode where you would. Oh wait, no, hold on. Here's a great Star Wars game: The Knights of the Old Republic on PC.
That's a good one.
I never played that one.
It was literally it's basically sandbox in a way. Like it's like a free type of game, like almost like GTA.
Yeah. It's
like the one with all the cutscenes. Doesn't Knights of the Republic have all these really cool animated not animated, but like cutscenes and like scenes of like Jedi and Sith fighting? You can watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, I think they have like the CGI trailers, which have like the real cool action sequences.
Yeah, where the Jedi are and then the Sith come crashing in, fight. Yeah, it's awesome. I didn't play it a lot. To be honest, I didn't play Knights of the Republic a lot. From what little I played, though, it was a really fantastic game.
Really fucking fantastic.
But here's another set of games that's so. I mean, we mentioned Call of Duty, we mentioned Halo, but I would say for Xbox, there's actually a third. There's the big three, almost like there is an anime with the big four or whatever, or the Forbidden Four, is for Xbox. The big three were Call of Duty, which we mentioned, Halo, which we mentioned, but I'd actually say Gears of War. The Gears of War games were the third one. I love the Gears of War games.
I never actually played them really.
Dude, oh my gosh, you need to play them. I was so happy when I was on Xbox One. I was so happy when they announced that Gears of War 1 and 2, like that the couple of the Gears games were going to be backwards compatible or compatible or whatever, cross compatible, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Amazing games. The campaign was really my favorite part, but the multiplayer was also fantastic.
Honestly, those are the only games that Xbox really has.
Nowadays. I mean, back then, everything, like, I hate to say it to like all the PlayStation people, but Xbox 360 completely dominated the PlayStation 3. There was just no competition. The PS3 was trash. The Xbox 360 was way better. But now PlayStation. So.
Yeah, I think like I mean, I don't know because I liked both, but I will say the 360 was a lot better in certain aspects.
PS3 was for ghetto, like hood boogers.
Hood boogers.
What does that even mean?
Talking shit, huh?
Like basically hood rats, like people like Jerry.
Oh, people like me, yeah.
I'm kidding. Now the PS3 has its place. Like I'm not gonna say PS3 was a completely trash console. I will say it just wasn't as good as Xbox 360. 360 had the better original games and all that stuff, which really benefited it at the time.
Yeah.
I still think Gears of War is still an Xbox exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's still a redeeming quality. Gears of War for me got a little bit. I mean, it's still cool. I played some of the more recent games, relatively recent games, and they're good. The campaign stuff is all good, and the multiplayer is good, but they're never as good as the original 3.
No.
Never.
Actually, the first 2 are my favorite.
Like, and I think we talked about this in the Discord a little bit, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago, but I think someone brought it up that people like this current generation wouldn't really understand like the games we played back in 2010 or 9. Like they really wouldn't understand like the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 was kind of like a special era in a sense.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, that's right. In a way, that's true.
It was the first ever HD consoles, and you gotta think the consoles before that were nothing like the PS3 was, and the PS and the Xbox. They just weren't.
Yeah,
No.
they were revolutionary in their own way.
Like online and everything. Like to play online on like a PS2, you had to have like a fucking like telephone cable connected to it and shit, and fucking
Crazy stuff. Yeah.
you gotta do that.
So yeah, Gears of War is a classic, at least in my book, and most people who played it. Halo and yeah, I think we got the major. Another good set of games though, which I don't think you guys have played much, and I haven't played much either, but I played a good amount of them. Were the Naruto games on Xbox 360.
I've never played one.
Yeah, I've never played one either.
Yeah, they're actually pretty cool. I'd say even if you're not a fan of the anime, because I remember I'd play them when I was a little kid, and it was before I had really watched the anime. I mean, I'd see it on TV, but I didn't really watch it. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I may have played like I don't think I've really played any anime games. I've played maybe one, and it was like a few minutes of it. But I mean,
I just thought of another great game that I played quite a bit. I think I played the demo actually for it. I never played the full game. Do you guys remember the game Ninja Gaiden?
yeah,
Gaiden. Dude, amazing game. The mechanics, like the way you like the fighting and stuff, dude, it was so cool. The story was so cool.
yeah. I heard it's really good. I think it's again one of those games I did not get to play, but it would be something that I could get into.
Okay, all right, Ninja Gaiden. Okay, here's one that I actually didn't completely play through until like a few years ago. Like when I was maybe 17 or 16 or 16, 17, was Resident Evil 4. Do you guys play Resident Evil games at all?
I like to watch people play them. Like they're not games that I would go out and play.
Well, you got to understand with Resident Evil, they're classic games, but the thing is, there's a chipmunk on my back porch. With Resident Evil, there's really 3 types of Resident Evil games. There's the ones that are mainly horror games. They have a little bit of action, but they're mainly horror games. So that's like what Resident Evil 7 is. And there's other examples. Then you have the more action-based ones that have a little bit of horror elements. They're not completely devoid of horror, but they're mostly action and fighting-based Resident Evils. Those would be like Resident Evil 5 and 6. And 4, a little bit. 4 is really where it turned into more of an action game. And then you have the mix of them, So Resident Evil 4 kind of fits into the mix. And most people agree Resident Evil 4 is like one of the best ones. You guys got to watch people play it or play through it yourself. Amazing game.
I've only played 6.
6 is actually not the worst in the world. It actually is pretty interesting because you play from different perspectives. And the characters meet up and stuff.
Like it's a game like Resident Evil is like a franchise that I could get into, but it's a franchise that it's gonna take a little bit more for me to really delve in, because not to say that there's a lot of games, but there's quite enough to where it's like
to be honest with you, I haven't even played like all the Resident Evil games. I've only played a few, like 1, 2, 3, like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of them. I just love the story and stuff. The only bad thing about Resident Evil, it's not even about the games, are like the really crappy movies that they made.
Yeah, I've heard about those.
Man, those movies suck.
I've never watched them though, but I heard they were always terrible.
The first 2 are like, they're not really that good, but they're like serviceable, like they're fun, I guess. But then after that, I mean, they're kind of fun still in certain areas, but like they're like a corny fun. It's almost like watching Friday the 13th. It's like it's not really a good movie. It's just kind of like corny and fun. You know?
Yeah.
And it gets ridiculous where like she starts developing the ability to like have telekinetic powers. Let alone this character, by the way, isn't even in the games. Okay, first of all, but like if you're gonna add a new character in, don't give her telekinesis. What are you doing? And the way they did Wesker and Chris and Claire Redfield is just terrible. Nothing like Resident Evil 5 or 3 or 2 or anything.
No. Yeah, no, like the movies suck. And actually kind of like going into that direction with video game films, like I wouldn't even say like there's maybe like only a real couple of video game movies that are actually good.
Like the newest Mortal Kombat. That was actually good.
You know what was good in my opinion was okay, well let me let me preface this.
Oh Lord.
They're fun. I admit they're not really good adaptations. The Angelina Jolie Tomb Raiders. The Tomb Raider Laura Croft. Well, the character's name's Laura.
I seen the most recent one and I liked it.
Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I was like, I don't know who played it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget her name, but that one's actually good. That Tomb Raider, that like the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider are good in a corny way. Like I said, they're like a corny good. But the newest Lara Croft Tomb Raider actually wasn't that bad. It was actually quite good, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. I'm not even a fan of the games, really. I haven't played a lot of the games, like any of the games, really. But, you know, as far as the standalone movie goes, it was pretty good.
I feel like for a lot of the movie, like video game movies, the technology just wasn't there when they were trying to do it. I feel like if they just waited to like now, or like, yeah, pretty much now or later, like the technology's there. Like you can make,
you know, it was
awesome games now.
Do you guys remember that? Now, I'm not really a big fan of the Alien versus Predator movies. I'm just
no, the Alien versus Predator movies for the most part are trash.
They're trash. The Alien movies are good, and some of the Predator movies are good, but AVP is usually not that good. But they actually had a game on the Xbox 360 called Alien versus Predator.
That they did.
Yeah, you'd be able to play as them, and it's actually quite good.
They had Alien Isolation. That was a really good one that came out. I didn't play it, but I like watched like people play it. But
no, it's a game.
That was really popular.
That's the game.
Yeah, Kavari actually came in with a comment that WB games are in the end game now with an uncertain future, because I don't know if you guys heard, but WB officially is going to be merged with Discovery, or it's being sold off to Discovery because AT&T is going to sell it, and supposedly the WB games divisions are going to be separated.
Huh.
Which means that all the games that they're making right now are more than likely in trouble.
What games have they made?
Batman.
Oh, the Batman games, like the Arkham
Mortal
games?
Kombat.
Yeah, because
I think parts of Mortal Kombat. I don't think all of them.
Not the Arkham games, like Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Oh, those are great games.
Yeah, because WB owns Rocksteady. They own
Injustice and shit.
Yeah, they own NetherRealm. They own Lego games.
They had really heavy hitter games coming up.
Justice was great. At least the first one. I mean, I think they're both.
Like you had kill all the Justice League or some shit like that.
Yeah, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League,
and then the Gotham game, which looked sick.
I hope
Gotham Warriors or some shit.
I hope the games get made.
Because what would become of all the DC, Mortal Kombat, and Harry Potter games at WB? At this point, we don't know. I would think because they already have trailers out, and because we know that these games exist, I hope that whoever gets these companies do eventually just release them and say, well, there's already money being put into it. Might as well.
Are there Harry Potter games? So I know there's the Lego Harry Potter games. Aren't there Harry Potter games that aren't the Lego ones?
Yeah. Like, I think EA, when they had the rights, they made the movie games.
Let's talk about a bad game, though. Like a game that I haven't even played and people tell me is bad. And that is Jump Force.
Dude, I wanted to get that game and play it so bad, but people say how terrible it is.
People tell me it was fun. Some people have said well, not me personally, but people have said like it's fun initially, but then it gets really boring.
I was happy for the trailer when it first came out.
So I like the fighting games, right? Like the games where. Hold on. Is this an actual in here?
And like a bad game that I played personally was Sonic Forces when it came out.
I don't know about a game that I spent like $60 on and I was genuinely pissed. Maybe Dragon Age Inquisition. I didn't like it. I fucking hated it. People love those games. I don't like them. Same thing with Skyrim. I didn't really like it.
I never played
Pre-ordered the bitch. Didn't even like it. Didn't even beat it.
Really? I thought Skyrim was...
It's just like not my thing. The graphics were terrible. Like actually terrible. Even now. Like it's hard for me to get into a game where the graphics are just actually dog shit. But you gotta think, like Bethesda, their graphics are always dog shit. Like they're never good.
Remember the game that was supposed to come out, Silent Hill PT, but it never came out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I forgot about that.
That had Norman Reedus as the character. Dude, I feel like that game was going to be sick if it came out.
It has potential to come out.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so because I didn't actually play the playable teaser, but I watched playthroughs of it. Dude, it scared me just watching it.
It's very like an on-edge thing.
Well, yeah, there's two types of scares generally. There's jump scares, and then there's like like frightened, like someone's chasing you, or like there's something around the corner. The second type is way better. That's why Outlast. Oh, we didn't talk about Outlast yet. Like the two Outlast games are amazing.
Yeah, I loved them both. The second one I couldn't even finish playing by myself because it was just
by myself.
I couldn't even finish it because like I got to one part and I just couldn't figure out how to get out, and it was fucking scaring me and pissing me off at the same time.
With the lady with the scythe, or is it the scythe? Or
that's what it fucking was. I couldn't get past that part.
Dude, oh my gosh! You know another scary game? It's not even as developed as Outlast. The game is like $1 or $2 on the Xbox store. I think last time I checked, they're like $20. I don't remember, but I thought it was pretty cheap. But I think it might be $20 actually. Is called Emily Wants to Play.
Yep. I feel like you were going to say that.
Now here's what it does. I never finished the game because I'd get so pissed. All you did was walk around a house, and Emily would jump scare you. And you would know when she's coming to jump scare you. Like, you could tell, and it still scared the poop out of you. It's just pure scare.
I watched Delirious play that game.
Five Nights at Freddy's was actually a good game. It's actually scary.
Five Nights at Freddy's left a bad taste in my mouth. Mainly because of the fan base. The fan base is so so degenerate.
That's what into what's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? What's her name, Jerry?
Which one?
The girl who he had an affair with.
Who had an affair with?
That Bill Clinton had an affair with.
Monica Lewinsky.
Monica Lewinsky. There you go. On the tip of my tongue, I was gonna say he left a bad taste in her mouth too.
Yeah, he did.
Here we go.
That was too sexual. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, the horror games are amazing. They just scare the crap out of you. Obviously,
I feel like with horror games though, it's more like an acquired taste, because if you're not into that type of stuff, it's not really for everybody.
Some don't.
I mean, there's a way you can do horror too. Like you can like it doesn't have to be horror 24/7. Like The Last of Us has elements of horror in it, and also has elements of survival and things where it reaches millions of people. It becomes one of the most selling games of a generation.
Right. Yeah, you can have those games. I like single player. The only thing about like games that are only single player is you can play them one time and that's it. Like you can maybe play them 2 times, but then like it just gets boring. Like an example of this in a movie is the movie called The Sixth Sense, which everyone knows the ending, obviously. And you can watch it one time and then you're, whoa, dude, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. And then what you'll do is you can rewatch it a second time and see all the hints of the twist throughout the movie. But then after that,
I've probably seen that movie like probably around 5 times ish.
You'd only watch the movie again if you like haven't seen it in years, or if you want to like see how other people react to it, because it's fun to see them react to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Now I want to get to Kavari's comments here first before we continue. Kavari says, could EA make a bid for WB Games?
No idea.
I mean, they probably could, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like EA would be kind of like a stamp of death.
Dude,
Do you want them to?
EA hasn't made a really, really good game since like Skate 3. Like
pretty much.
Skate 3 was a great, oh my gosh, it's another great game.
Problem is they let money get in the way of making good games.
And ironically, it makes them make less money, usually.
Yep.
You know what game I played for a little bit and I hated it was Anthem. A family member of mine was playing it out in the living room on his Xbox, and I was like, this game actually looks good, and it does. It actually looked good from watching him play it. So I was like, Mom, this is before I could pay for my own games. Mom, could you buy me the game? She bought it for me. I played it for maybe an hour or 2 collectively, and I never played it again. Thank you for that.
Well, but to be fair though, I'm not going to entirely blame EA because EA is basically the publisher, whereas with the game studios who make the game, they're the ones that are more so in charge. Like BioWare was the one that made Anthem, so to be fair to EA,
it's their fault more than EA.
Yeah, like EA should take a little bit of the blame because they are the publisher. But by that point, like BioWare it took them about a quite a long time to even get that game even functional, or like they didn't even know what game they were gonna make until that E3 trailer.
Oh, dude, I just thought of another great game. Well, I wanted to bring up something about fighting games, but before I do that, the UFC games were awesome. The UFC, dude,
UFC games.
And they didn't really get boring to a lot of people. And I didn't play them a ton, to be honest with you. I played maybe once or twice, but I would watch people play. I was more like a watcher for those type of games, and I'd watch people play them, and I never got bored of watching them. Especially FaZe Jeff. But what I wanted to bring up was... crap, I forgot what I wanted to bring up. What was I going to bring up? The Dragon Ball Z fighting games on the Wii. They had them for the Wii, and I'd play them on the Wii, and they were pretty cool. Like fighting people on Dragon Ball Z, awesome. But another point I wanted to bring up was about games like Injustice and like Jump Force, games that take characters from established franchises and tries to make them fight each other. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, like with fighting games, like Injustice is one of the great examples of like a really good fighting game.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But there's a fatal flaw to it, and here's the fatal flaw. The fatal flaw is that you have to suspend your disbelief for so long, because in Jump Force, one of the characters that can fight, and I've never even played the game, and I know this, is Light from Death Note. Now, if you know anything about Light from Death Note, man can't fight, okay? He writes stuff down in the Death Note and you die. He can't fight, okay? But in that game, you can make Light Yagami fight against Goku. Now, you can win. That's the funny part. You can win against him. So am I supposed to... It just becomes unrealistic, so unrealistic, like even within the franchise. It's like, if they fought, it doesn't matter how many martial arts Light knows. Goku will snap his neck with his pinky finger and his thumb alone. But I'm supposed to believe that they have a chance. And that's the same with Injustice too. The Flash fighting against, or maybe a better example, because the Flash could actually probably win against Superman in some world, like Green Arrow versus Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If they ran that 100 times in the comics, the Green Arrow would probably never win. So
Pretty much.
Games is you have to suspend your disbelief about the characters, and you have to like think, these aren't really the characters. This is just me like playing as the character. I don't know. It just kind of it kind of takes you out of it sometimes when you think about it.
I mean, people just mainly just want to see like people that they like, I guess.
No, I get it, and I do too. I do too.
So that's like the new games, like Mortal Kombat 11. They have like Scorpion fighting like the Joker. It's like Scorpion could literally fucking like throw like a shuriken without you even knowing and like just fucking teleport behind you and kill you immediately. Like it's the Joker. Like what's the Joker gonna do?
Or think about the Flash. Like the Flash could against Green Arrow, and this is actually true for the show too because it's kind of unrealistic. The Flash could run behind the arrow and snap his neck before the arrow knows it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we're supposed to believe in the game that he can't. So,
Yeah.
But to be fair, this is also a criticism of the comics as well, because in the comics, if you don't see that type of move, But I guess in the comics, there's a concern of like, what would the characters actually do? Like, yes, Superman could kill Batman. Well, that's actually a bad example. Superman could kill Green Arrow, but if they fought, Superman isn't the type of guy to kill them.
Yeah.
So that's a problem I have with fighting games, or those types of fighting games. UFC makes a lot more sense because, like in UFC, genuinely anybody could win because they're both human and like they both can win. But am I supposed to believe that Light has a bag of sensu beans he uses to heal up, and he's just training in the gravity chamber?
Yeah, Light Yagami is definitely a weird one.
Well, even take like Krillin. Like, am I supposed to believe that Krillin could beat Goku?
Yeah, that's
top favorite zombie games of mine is Dead Island and Dying Light. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like zombie games, like just zombies in general, like I feel like I just can't get into it because they're so overdone.
I mean, it depends on the zombie game. Like Dying Light, I really liked.
I never played Dying Light.
I mean, I only played it like pretty much once, and had some fun. And that was it. But I did like what I played of it.
That island was great.
But zombie games, when it comes to like zombie games, my favorite's gonna be Call of Duty, hands down. No matter what, fucking top zombies.
But I didn't play Dying Light. If I did, I might have played it once. I just don't remember it. I don't think I ever played it though. A game I did play though was Dead Island. I played it quite a bit. I never beat the game or whatever, but I played it. Used modded weapons and stuff like that. Great game. Definitely top 10 zombie games in my opinion. But you know what? Two better zombie games are Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were
I like
great.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I like Left 4 Dead as well.
I like the second one probably a little better than the first one.
That's one of those games you can play for like 10 hours and not even think about it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially, yeah, because there is kind of a story, but like you can select what part of the story you want to go to. Like on Left 4 Dead 2, I would go to the bridge mission. It's like one of the I think it's the last mission in the game where you're going across the bridge to try to get to the helicopter. Great game.
Well, I always wonder, like, because that's really the only zombie game that I like is Left 4 Dead, and I'm always wondering, like, I wonder what happened to Left 4 Dead 3.
I don't think they ever made it.
Well, they're making. Did you see the new game that they're pretty much calling Left 4 Dead? The new one. Have you seen it?
Which one?
Oh,
Back for Blood.
Yeah, that's what it is, dude. That game looks sick.
But is it in the same?
See, the problem is like they can't have it technically in the same universe, but it like is in the same universe.
Why though? Why can't they?
It's just licensing money bullshit.
Well, isn't it making
it's
it?
like the fans know it, everybody knows it, but we're just not allowed to say it, kind of deal.
Well, isn't Valve making it though?
Yeah. Yep.
So then why? So what?
Or, well,
what the fuck is the problem then?
It's like, I guess it's made by like I don't even know. I know Warner Bros is involved, but
Well, then never mind, because that game probably won't ever come out.
no, there was like a beta and it was like it blew up. It was really good. I hope it comes out because it looks phenomenal.
Sup, Jack's Law. All right. Well, actually, I'm going to get to Gavari's question here. What other game studios would you want to own WB Games? Well, at this point, I really don't know because it can go anywhere. Like you could give it to Bethesda, you could give WB Games to EA, you could give them to Ubisoft. I mean, you could even give it to Sony if Sony really wanted it.
Yeah, I think like Insomniac Games, like they did a good job on
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
well, I think Sony now owns Insomniac, so now
Yeah, so like, I mean, they're going in a good direction.
I mean, you know what? Speaking of game companies that I will forever keep my faith in until they fuck it up is Insomniac, because Insomniac hasn't really put out any bad games.
Exactly. But if you're thinking like if they owned Mortal Kombat and all them, then you could have like Marvel versus DC, which has already been kind of rumored, and that would blow up the industry.
Well, like if Insomniac, well, I guess if Sony did buy the WB Games licenses, like Sony would basically fucking kill Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Like
I mean,
Xbox
right
would have
now,
no chance.
Xbox has been getting like they just put out that like, and they admitted it, like they haven't made money on consoles even since Xbox 360. They weren't making money, and they're still not, and they're just doing worse and worse. So I think the only way they're really staying is because of Microsoft.
Yeah, but the also issue is like Xbox has no games for it.
Yep.
Like other than maybe Halo, Gears of War, and a couple other ones, they really don't have much other than maybe like the games that come out for both PlayStation and Xbox. But what console are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the console that barely has any games or the console that has a ton of games?
Mm-hmm.
But it also determines if like you're a casual gamer or a hardcore gamer. Like if you're like a casual gamer, you're probably going to get the Xbox because you probably don't have the time. But if you're like a hardcore gamer, then PlayStation's probably the way to go. And PlayStation, like for the most part, has put out great games. Now they've put out a couple not so great ones, but like I said, that's just a couple.
Yeah, and you got to think like even when you see like the new consoles, you like it's almost impossible to get a PlayStation just normally. You'd be the luckiest man in the world if you just managed to just get one retail price with no problem. But the new Xboxes are still like sitting on the shelves. It's like even when the opportunity is there, people aren't taking it.
Yeah, because there's nothing. Because I don't even know what games are even out for that Xbox.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, like Halo Infinite, people were hyped about that, but then they fucked up on it. They fucked up royally.
Yeah, did they like delay it? And then they're like,
they delayed it, and then they released like this trailer for it, and the shit looked like it was fucking like 480p, and that people just fucking went crazy. And they've pretty much been in the shadows since.
Yeah, but at least with PlayStation, at least with the PlayStation 5, they actually have games coming out for it.
Yeah.
And even games that might not come out this year, you already know that they got a ton of games lined up for it. Like, you know, Spider-Man 2 is going to come out on the PS5. You know that the new God of War is going to come out for PS5, which already right there, the PlayStation 5 beat out Xbox.
Yep.
Because, you know, and they even have Ratchet and Clank coming out this year. So already they have more games coming out for the PlayStation than the Xbox. Like the Xbox has nothing.
They're just taking L's.
they've been
Xbox has
taking
got
Ls.
some good exclusives. They're a little older, but
Some.
they're good.
Quote unquote.
Older.
Now, where
Few
did
years.
you come from?
You see, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
Okay.
They fuck.
Yeah. See, he gets it.
And they make kittens.
Yes.
So anyway, talking about something different than my love for cat girls, like
Oh, okay. What did I walk in on?
so.
Hold on, we're talking about cat girls?
No.
Oh,
Don't even get
God.
me started.
What the hell?
You guys know the
Oh,
game?
no.
Now, let's talk about like really aggravating games. Did you guys play I Am Bread?
Yeah.
I've watched people play it, but I've never played it
Yeah.
myself.
Dude, I don't
watched
even
people
fuck with
play
that
it,
game.
and like
I've
pisses me
seen
off.
Markiplier play it, but
Yeah,
I've never
that's who
played
I
it
watched.
personally.
Oh, what about that? Well, what was that game called? Getting Over It with the sledgehammer.
Oh,
Dude.
I know what you're
It's
talking
like
about.
I Am Bread, but worse.
what about it's like literally called the Impossible Game, where you're like a square and you're going through.
Oh yes,
Yep.
I remember playing that on Cool Math Games.
Dude, well, it's not. Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, there's a bunch of games like it. They're all insanely like annoying and
Or Geometry Dash. That shit be getting people tilted.
Oh man, dude. Like
most-
those games. Oh man. Like I think like one of the most frustrating games. Like I've tried playing the Sonic games, but like I don't know why, but the Sonic games piss me off.
The most
Sure.
frustrating game that made me upset is Silent Hill Homecoming with its god awful combat system, where it would only put you in stun locks until you die. Like you get hit, you're in a stun lock. So congratulations, you're gonna die. And I'm playing on normal mode, dude. Like
this
game-
game.
oh.
This game isn't. Well, actually, it couldn't get aggravating. Is like Temple Run and Subway Surfer.
Oh no,
Dude.
those were
I stayed away from them.
fun.
I love those games.
Those were
Temple Run was
fun.
awesome.
I think you could still play Temple Run,
Yeah, I know you can still play Subway Surfers.
dude. Subway Surfers was fun. Like, oh my gosh.
Dude, they had,
the
like,
music
a-
was good.
They had a Temple Run based like Spider-Man game. Oh, dude, that game was awesome. It was called Spider-Man Unlimited, and it was basically like Temple Run, but you play as Spider-Man and you can collect like these alternate versions. Oh, dude, that was fucking awesome. And I'm pissed that Ubisoft got rid of it. Fucking or no, not Ubisoft, GameLoft. Fuck those guys. They pissed me off with that. And what's up, Commodore Ty? Great to see ya.
I got some new people rolling.
Yes, I want to get Back for Blood. I want to get it because it's the same people who created Left 4 Dead, and
out-
it's one of my favorite games.
Turns
And
out
I
Talked
wanna
about
get
that
it.
before you came in.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep.
Turns out WB Games is behind it. Well, then never mind. That game's never coming out because WB's fucked.
I hope not. I hope it comes out. I want to have fun with it. It looks good.
Commodore, want a frustrating game? Play the original Crash Bandicoot. Dude, the first Crash Bandicoot pissed me off so much.
I had it on the GameCube, and I remember I kept dying, so I just gave up on it. That was it. That was it for me.
It pissed me off so bad I could not finish it.
I never played it.
I never got mad by it.
see.
I just didn't care, so I just gave up.
Like, it's like one of those games that piss me off because they seem easy, but then once you
they're
keep
not.
playing it, it's like, fuck. It's like, especially the first Crash
It's
Bandicoot.
a kids game, and they made it so hard.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off more is like kids games they make so hard, but like games that are not for kids, they end up making like easy.
You guys
Shoot.
remember?
That core, what game was really hard, and it was supposed to be for kids? It was like the Drake and Josh on DS or whatever, or
What
Corey
the
in the
fuck?
House, and they made it like super hard for no reason. It's
No,
like,
you know what game would be hard for me? Okay, was Scribblenauts. Do you remember Scribblenauts on the DS?
I love that game.
I
Oh,
loved
Scribblenauts was great.
it. I loved it, but there were times where I didn't know what to draw, and I didn't. It was annoying.
You know what game always gets me upset? Dead by Daylight.
I mean, I've had some
It's-
fun times with that.
No,
ever
Dead
play
by
with fucking
Daylight.
Shane? That shit'll drive you
No.
fucking crazy.
Yo,
Yo,
like, Dead
here-
by Daylight's fun. It's just the people, and sometimes like the game won't work, or you
Yeah.
get stuck, and like, oh my god, like I was just playing it with my friends, and the perk I was using wouldn't work, so I kept dying. And I'm like,
Look,
are you kidding?
On Left 4 Dead, I love the game, and it wasn't
Oh,
just
it's great.
frustrating. But there were some frustrating things where
Expert mode.
public, well, you'd be playing online with people, right? On Left 4
And
Dead
they'd
2.
kick you. They'd vote to kick
Well,
you.
not just that.
Oh.
They would purposefully shoot near the witch to get
Oh,
the witch.
yeah.
And when you were near a boomer, they would shoot the boomer to get the vial all over you.
Yup.
Oh my gosh, it was.
My most frustrating is when they like team kill you.
Oh!
Especially when you're like on an expert mode run and they come in like destroy your game.
Oh.
I beat all of the campaigns on expert mode, and I'm like, you know what? No, never again. I will never deal with that again. Thank God.
We're kind of jumping around here, but another frustrating thing was on on Call of Duty. There would be these people on Black Ops 2.
It's
And
always people.
And I would do it sometimes just to troll.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They would get in squads, like 2 or 3 people, and they'd go online, or they'd just do it by themselves. They'd have trophy systems, bouncing these claymores, and in a riot shield, and they'd go in the room on hijacked, the top room on the map hijacked, put down the riot shields with the Remington, and just head glitch the Remington on the 2 doors. Dude,
and then they'd have fucking target finder peeking out the balcony. Bro, that shit pissed me off.
Yeah, and dude, like a frustrating game that I also played was on the Xbox 360. It was the Spider-Man 3 game.
Oh, I had that on my PlayStation 2.
My God. It pissed me off so fucking much.
You want to hear something like very frustrating is in Resident Evil 4, if you had to deal with Ashley, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anytime like you shoot and she's in the way and you kill her and you gotta go all the way back to your last save.
Jonathan, what you know about that?
What's up, Ninjoid? Needed cheese finish that dude. Crash. It was. Ugh.
You guys remember the Kung Fu Panda game?
I've heard about it, but I've never played it.
It's fun.
Which one?
I played like the one on PS2.
There's one for 360, Xbox 360.
Oh my God. I just got flashbacks to this one game that would always make me upset. The Simpsons game on the Xbox 360.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was like some bits were so hard for no reason. And it just like, oh my God.
You know one, I think it was on the Xbox 360, was the SpongeBob game where you play SpongeBob. And it was like a CG type. It wasn't like it was like a CG.
Are you talking about the one that just got remade?
I don't know if it got
Sponge out of water or something like. No, wait, what was it? Rehydrate. No, wait, damn.
Yeah, Rehydrated.
Yeah, it was Rehydrated.
Yeah, I know Rehydrated was like the remaster name. So Austin, since you got her as your thumbnail, did you guys talk about Resident Evil 8 yet?
Not yet.
Oh my God,
I didn't play it or see anyone play it yet.
I've beaten it 4 times. I've beaten it 4 times. No, it's not short. I just like I zoom through a lot of my games. I beat games really fast.
Resident Evil earlier. I didn't bring up 8.
Oh, I love Resident Evil.
Yeah, we were talking about Resident Evil 4 and 5 and 6.
Oh, 4 is great. Resident Evil 8 is Resident Evil 4 2.
Does it have any continuity from the previous games?
Yes. Resident Evil 8 is a direct sequel to 7, and it makes references back to Resident Evil 1 and 5.
So Resident Evil, do you like play from like 1 straight to 8, or do they like fuck up in the middle?
There's a lot of side games that have to do. It's just because there's so many characters, like it branches out so far.
There are. What are those 2 games?
Revelations.
Yeah, Revelations.
I played Revelations before. I played that.
And there's another one.
I hate Revelations 1 ending boss fight. That had me so angry, that ending boss fight.
Weren't those technically still part of the main story? But they're
but they're side games, but they're still part of the main story when it comes
sister, right? Or something.
Yeah, Alex Wesker for Revelations 2. It's like they're still important stories. They're just not as important to the main game, basically.
That's amazing as a villain.
Yeah, I had Revelations 2 on PS4, but then I could not get into it. I don't know.
There's another one.
It's all right. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good, but like there's far better.
This one had like a multiplayer. It's called Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
That game,
yeah.
all right, that game had a lot of potential, but it kept breaking for me, so I couldn't enjoy it. It's one of those games where it's like it could have been so good, but it just fails.
I enjoyed the crap out of it.
I forgot about that game
on the 360. I loved it.
I wish you could screw up the timeline more, because I know you can kill Leon, Claire, and kidnap Sherry, but I wish you could do more than just that.
Yeah, great. It's great stuff, man. Great.
Who's your favorite character from Left 4 Dead? Bill, Zoe, Lewis, or Francis?
Zoe, all the way. She's
about the first or the second one?
He said the first characters, but
which one's the military dude?
Bill.
Bill, yeah.
Yeah, that's Bill.
That's the one I like.
I love Zoe and Bill, but Zoe's my favorite.
Second one, who's the guy like with the jacket? Nick?
That's Nick. It's Nick, Ellis, Coach, and Rochelle.
My man.
I like Coach.
Coach is funny. Coach is really funny.
Nick, Ellis, and Coach, honestly.
Yo, if anyone's got a 360 or Left 4 Dead, like we should all play. You know,
I don't think we can. I don't think you can play it online anymore.
Yeah, you can. I still play it online.
Wait, you can play on? I thought Xbox 360 servers got shut down.
No, they never shut it down because Left 4 Dead and other games like that are too popular still.
Are you serious?
Sure.
For real, like you can play Left 4 Dead on the Xbox Series
so can
X.
I still play Black Ops 2 on Xbox 360? Online?
Yeah, you could go online unless COD shut it down.
Well, I know on Xbox One, but
well, I mean, unless COD shut down their servers, it would still be up.
Problem is, you gonna find anybody to play with.
Yeah, but it's like Left 4 Dead. It's only 2 games, so it's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I have not as often as I used to, but
that's crazy. There's still people camping out playing the Xbox 360 Left 4 Dead.
Well, what else are you gonna play? There's not a lot like for multiplayer games. They're not very fun.
You guys might not know this game because it was like a mini game type thing on Xbox 360. It was.
What was it called?
Man died.
He really did. Oh my god!
Right out.
No, well, I guess we'll never know.
What do you guys think of religious leaders calling horror games like Resident Evil and Doom demonic?
Where was Jonathan? Really?
Dude,
Jonathan's still here. His device is not connected. Jonathan, if you can still hear me, your device. Oh, there he is.
Jonathan
I'm just saying.
There we go.
For anyone who calls Doom demonic is stupid. Like you're literally going to hell to kill demons. Like that's pretty like anti-satanic if you ask me. Like you're going in there to kill demons and stuff, but like whatever.
There are elements of
well, yeah, because you're in hell. There would be elements.
I'm talking about Doom specifically, but I'm saying there are video games that probably go a little bit too far in their presentations. I think as a religious person.
Well, yeah, like Outlast 2.
Okay, as a religious person who used to play a lot of video games, I don't really play them anymore. I think if you're religious, well, in general, I think if you're anyone, you shouldn't play these games if you're susceptible to spiritual delusion and spiritual.
Oh, that's something completely different, though.
Very susceptible.
I feel like that's...
I also think if you don't have a good handle on your faith, you shouldn't be playing those games. But if you do, you're free to play them as long as you understand they're fictional and they're not real.
Yeah. And what does Resident Evil have to do with religion at all? Like Resident Evil, like they have like some characters like mention God, but or like I want to be a god, but it's never religious. Like it's just zombies and monsters.
Like Doom, I could get behind because yes, there is hell. Like there. Yeah,
you go there. I hope like there would be hellish things in hell. That's kind of how it works, but you're going in there to kill them. So it's not like you're on their side or anything.
But with like games like Resident Evil, like it's zombies.
There's like they will have like some religious type stuff, like the cults in like 4 or whatever, but it's nothing like shoving down your throat or anything like, oh my god, like it's nothing like that far out. It's like clearly
people trying to push an agenda. Like remember this game that came out probably around 2016? It was called like Rage. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
People were going crazy over this fucking game. They took it off Steam. They took it off everything.
I played Rage 2, and I didn't like it because I found it boring. Like, what is it even about?
Oh, hold on. Let me look up this fucking... I don't know if it's the name. It was like this fucking just mass shooting game. Do you have
Probably
that?
Rage then, because like I know you go around shooting.
Shooter. It was removed for hatred. That's what it is.
Hatred. I heard about that game. I was gonna play it, but then I didn't. I don't know anything about it. Like,
It was
what do you do in it?
It was like a top-down game where this like dude in like kind of like a fucking long black trench coat. I wonder if I can put a image in the chat of like the game cover. It might fucking jog
I can
some
look
memories.
it up too.
I'm looking
Kavari
at it
said
right
he
now.
played Left 4 Dead on PC.
Left 4 Dead PC is really fun with the mods.
Like you look at all the like fucking like news articles from back then, people were freaking out. They took the game off Steam and everything because it's just the same with like the courts that wanted to get GTA removed and everything. It's like they think because you play these games, you're gonna, be the fucking next fucking, like Klebold over here.
Yeah, like with GTA or whatever, people are freaking out over. It's like, first off, why are you letting your child play a rated M game? Check the rating.
Exactly.
It's like what movies. If it's a rated R movie, you don't let a 5-year-old see it. Same thing with games. It's called, that's the point of a rating.
Like, the people who really be blamed for that is the parents.
Exactly.
It's fucking called common sense. Like, they should know.
Parenting at the end of the day.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm pointing out. Is all right. You want to? Okay, kids want to play video games. Fine. Like the T rating for me would be max.
Get them Destroy All Humans. You want a GTA game for kids? Destroy All Humans.
Get them games like Lego games. Get them
exactly.
Fucking get them if you really want to. Yes, Destroy All Humans. You could also do Plants vs Zombies. I mean, you could technically do some like the old Ben 10 games. Like,
yes,
you can do a lot of. You can give kids games. You don't need to give them games like GTA.
Don't buy them GTA. That's the problem.
You also have to you have to know your children too. Like, certain kids are more mature where they can handle GTA,
that's how
but some kids can't.
Yeah, I played Left 4 Dead when I was a kid because I was fine. I was mature for it. And so I could play it. There are kids out there who could play SpongeBob and still be violent. Get your kid help if he's like that.
Exactly.
It's not anyone's fault but yours or the kids.
Pretty much.
It's just the same. It's the same thing in every source of media.
It's
like when
music,
Marilyn Manson
movies,
was getting blamed for school shootings,
or Judas Priest for that suicide. What was it? They were listening to Judas Priest, and because they said "do it" in their song, they committed these two guys shot themselves, and they ended up dying. And it's they brought Judas Priest to court because it's it promotes suicidal tendencies. I'm like, dude, you got to be some kind of not mentally stable or something to get that. It's how is it their fault?
It's not up to the artist to determine if you're mentally strong enough.
Yeah,
to observe their art.
Exactly. If an artist wanted to come out and write a song about about violence and stuff, they should have every right to. If somebody goes out and does it, it's not their fault because they're not straight up saying, "Oh yes, you should do this." It's just a song. That's how I see it. I don't recommend writing songs like that, and I don't like songs like that, but it's still not your fault. It's just art. But we live in a society, so.
Kavari says religious leaders need to stick to religion and leave pop culture alone.
For real.
If you
want to be part of pop culture, do your own thing, but stop yelling at people for what they want to do.
Exactly. And the thing is, the reason why they do that is because, for one, they want attention.
Yeah.
And B, they're trying to find something to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which when people try to blame video games and violent movies, violent video games and violent movies for why there's so much violence, I call bullshit on that.
Violence has always been around. Before movies were a thing, before video games were a thing, there were always violence.
Pretty much more so.
Yeah, I feel things have calmed down. Can you name me one serial killer recently versus serial killers in the 1970s?
Well, it's not even that.
It's we don't have that insane. Yes, there will always be violence and stuff like that, but
think a couple 100 years ago or even 100 years ago. I mean, you're thinking about mass killings, wiping out nations.
Yeah,
people. Like that shit don't happen nowadays.
it does not. And if like I said,
yeah,
even
there
if
might be like
if
a
it
genocide
does,
or something, but usually we get it under control pretty fast.
yeah, it's like yes, there are still bad and violent things that happen, but when you compare it to like years ago, we're pretty tame nowadays. And like what Jerry said, anytime that happens, get it controlled pretty quickly. And if they don't, well then at least it ain't like a whole freaking country dying.
It's like it's just not as commonplace.
I wish
No,
people would
not.
understand though. Like there will always be violence in the world. That no ifs, ands, or
Absolutely.
buts. There will always be it. You cannot stop it no matter what you do. It will always exist. But if it gets better, that's what matters.
Like it's ridiculous.
You can't blame video games over it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Because I
Yeah.
play ultra-violent video games and I'm fine.
I run over people all the time in Grand Theft Auto and think it's hilarious, but I wouldn't actually do it in real life. I just wish people would understand that there is a difference between reality and fiction.
Which a lot of people don't fucking know the difference.
It's like those people need help. I'm not one of them. Why should I suffer?
Because like I don't want to bring this back to like the sequel trilogy, but like there are like fans who wanted like Adam Driver to leave his wife so he could be with
Oh yeah,
Daisy Ridley.
I remember that.
Like, first of all, it's fucking fiction.
exactly.
This is called real life. Like, holy fuck. You know, video games and movies are fiction. Movies like Star Wars, games like GTA are fucking fiction. Now,
Yeah, it's
GTA
like,
is, yes, it's kind of realistic, but at the same time, it's exaggerated.
it's literally all exaggerated. And also, like, some people, like, they can't tell fiction and reality. It's like, I hated The Last of Us Part 2. I'm saying it right there. I did not like it, and I did not like Abby. However, when people went after the face model for Abby and the voice actress for Abby, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing is, I'm not going to ever attack actors. The people I'm going to attack are the only people I'm going to attack are the people who write the scripts and they make the story and the people who make the games. Now, I have not played Last of Us 2. I have to finish the first one.
Oh, the first one's good, but the second one, it's just boring, honestly. It's just...
And the thing is that when people go after actors, that's
like I think is the most ironic part is that Laura Bailey, who played Abby, wasn't even a fan of the character. She just did it to be in the game, really. I think that's the most ironic part is they attacked her for a character that she herself didn't even like.
It was like a voice role that she did for money.
But she's getting paid and she wanted to be in a game. Big whoop. She agreed. She signed up to play as the villain. Just because they turned it into something else doesn't mean it's her fault. She agreed to be a character. That's it. And they did the same thing with the guy who played Micah in Red Dead Redemption 2. They started attacking him. You know, this man, though, he was funny about it. He said, all right, for the people who saying they want to come and fight me, you know, square up. Like, he took it really well. But he's still, like, he's an actor. My guy. He's supposed to be the villain.
And I want to bring up this other example. Because when they changed Peter Parker's face in, you know, the Spider-Man PS5 remaster...
That shit pissed me off.
Yeah, but like, what's not the kid's fault? The guy's fault,
No.
like her face. Like,
yeah, true.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like the old face scan better, but I'm not going to go after the actor and send him threats because I don't like that.
Yeah, like he just agreed for like a paycheck, basically.
Pretty much, like that's really what it all comes down to.
He didn't choose it; they chose him. Exactly.
It ain't his fault.
Exactly.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm indifferent to it, but I prefer the OG one.
I thought it was like I didn't like get upset over it. I thought the memes were funny, but it's like it was just kind of seemed pointless. Like why? Like they did it for no reason. It was just more of like a pointless thing that it was a mere annoyance. But like I really didn't care. I just thought it was ridiculous and why people were going after the actor. It wasn't the actor model.
And but also, like I kind of want to bring
anytime
this up too.
A big game comes out, they get mad.
Yeah, like they're gonna people on social media are gonna get mad over anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just Twitter. That's just Twitter.
Dude, fucking Twitter,
Alright, you were
like
saying.
shit. Twitter is
We could
fucking.
be
We should
on Twitter all day doing
Yeah,
this.
we
fucking
should
shit.
have a whole podcast on why we hate Twitter.
What we should do is have a podcast on the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight.
What? Okay.
Yeah, Logan Paul's fighting Floyd Mayweather
Oh wow.
next month. Yeah,
Bro, I feel like we should low key do that.
he's gonna get knocked
Good.
out.
Fucking
Probably.
live
Like
fight
Logan
reaction.
Paul was bigger than KSI, had equal training to KSI, and still lost. And he thinks that he's gonna go up against somebody who has 1,000 times more experience than KSI and win.
I mean, theoretically, anybody could get lucky, but the chances are like slim to none that he wins.
And I don't know if you got now, Angry Cameras, have you seen Star Wars: The Bad Batch yet?
I have not yet. But I don't care if you spoil it. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just asking if you've seen it yet.
Is there anything?
Some people are indifferent about it.
Is Bad Batch like have anything important for the canon?
It's basically gonna tell like how the clone troopers, like how the stormtroopers kind of come to be, and how like the clone troopers get phased out, type of thing.
Do you see anyone from other shows?
At this point, I don't know. Like, it's basically the Bad Batch come from the Clone Wars, and it's kind of like it's got the same animation style as Clone Wars, and so yes and no. Like Tarkin's in Bad Batch.
Watch at your own discretion.
Pretty much. But, back to video games, though. Like, when it comes to, like, it's kind of fucking annoying when then people try to consider bullshit. And then, like, they try to...
Yeah.
It's just social media in general.
It really is. Did you know
Double-edged sword.
people got heated about Resident Evil 8 because they thought one of the villains was a Nazi, which is like, first off, it's
Who
not.
gives a fuck?
He's not. Second, like, he's a villain. He's the bad guy. Who cares even if he is?
The neo-Nazis are mad.
Like, what? Like, because of like this certain necklace he had or whatever. It was like for like military. It's like
Buy an
first
Iron
off,
Cross or something.
it wasn't. It was like an oval thing. And somebody pointed out that, first off, there's no Nazi symbols on it. Second, all of Europe used it. Third, Romania, where the game takes place, still uses it today. So basically, Twitter just wanted to get upset at a game just to get upset at a game.
When doesn't Twitter want to get upset?
Oh, Twitter gets upset over fucking everything. Like, if you say one thing, they're just gonna take it like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever.
You're this, you're sex, you hate women, or whatever. Like, they're, oh my god. Twitter
like, fucking
makes me
sorry
want to
that
put my
I
head
like
through a wall.
strong female characters, Twitter.
For real! Guess what? Rey Skywalker isn't one.
Yeah, she fucking
Bro,
isn't.
She's hot, though.
So dumb how she's gonna be the Skywalker because they said that.
I mean, it's 2021. She has to be the Skywalker.
She's
They're not
Rey
making any
Skywalker.
more movies with Rey, are they?
Of course they
Mm,
are. No, I don't know.
They're not. Last time I checked, they weren't.
Didn't
Unless
she like say she doesn't want to?
I think she
I
said
think-
she didn't want.
I think she got bullied off of it, honestly.
Who hasn't gotten fucking bullied off those movies?
When you join the Star Wars picture, you pretty much know what you're doing. You know, that's like just fucking walking in some fire.
That's
and
why
expecting not to get burned.
fucking Star Wars. is
Like
pissing-
you could
Oh,
you could be a God's gift to humanity, and if you star in a Star Wars picture, somebody's gonna fucking hate you for it.
Yeah. Unless you're like Mark Hamill.
all right.
even
Well,
then,
now
by the way.
I gotta ask: Has everybody seen the Venom 2 trailer?
No.
I have.
Let there be carnage.
Not gonna lie, that trailer looked.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looked. I think it's gonna be a fun movie. I
I
think.
don't know if I like what they're doing with Venom, but I mean, I'm here for it.
Like, I think Venom 2 is going to be the movie that's going to get me back in the theater.
Oh, I've already been to the theater like 10 times. And it only opened like last week.
I want to go to a theater, but the problem is it's just I either don't have the time for it or it's just I really just don't have I just don't feel like it. And there's really no movies out right now that I'm even interested in seeing. Like Godzilla versus Kong, I don't even think is in theater anymore. Unless
I don't
it is.
want to see it. I want to see A Quiet Place 2. That's it.
Mortal Kombat, I can just watch on HBO Max.
See, like those kind of movies, like, yeah, I watched them on HBO Max, but I also watched them in theater because, like, one, I have the movie pass, so it's, whatever, it's pretty much free. And then it's like Godzilla, I'll appreciate that movie more when he's fucking like screaming at the top of his lungs and I can feel it. Like, I'm not feeling that on my fucking 42-inch TV in my room.
Yeah. Shoot,
It's
like
just-
I know they made another Resident Evil movie, but I'm not ready for it. I don't want it.
Another one?
The Venom 2
Yeah, they
trailer is
rebooting
crap.
it. Like, it looks terrible. All right,
We were just
honestly.
talking about those movies not too long ago.
Ugh.
Now
Focus on
trash they were.
comedy. It's supposed to be dark. Well, I mean, to be fair, Venom 1 kind of was misleading in a sense where this movie, at least we know what we're getting.
You know what Venom I want to see? The one that takes over Spider-Man. Okay, I want Spider-Man 3 Venom.
What the fuck?
That's the kind of Venom I want, all right? People might not like it, all right? But I think that was like I don't know. I just love that kind of Venom. Like, maybe the way he portrayed it wasn't cool, but like the outfit and everything, I thought it looked so cool. It's like, yeah, it's just black Spider-Man, but it's just, I like it. I love it.
I never even saw the first Venom movie.
Did like the first Venom, or you talk about old, like 2000 fucking
The
whatever
one that
Venom?
just came out a few years ago, the Venom movie.
I mean, it's good.
I saw the first Venom movie in theater with my grandfather.
It was definitely good.
I don't know. I honestly don't really mind it as much as I thought I did, but I don't. It's not a good movie. I wouldn't necessarily go back and watch it, but it's
Yeah, I
a movie
definitely
that
want to watch it again, but
But it's a movie that, or like, I think it's a movie that if I watch once, it's all right. But I mean, Venom 2, like, I like that we're getting Carnage. Like, I think Woody Harrelson's gonna be the thing that's gonna make or break this movie.
I have a feeling it's gonna be good. It's like, I don't know.
If Woody Harrelson is trash, it's not gonna be good.
Although pretty much any Marvel movie, I'm here for it. Like, no matter what, I'm a loyalist. If it comes out, I'm seeing it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm immediately there. Usually opening day.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Although, like Star Wars, I was there for like the last one. I don't even remember the name of the last one. Oh my gosh, Last Jedi.
Honestly, the last movie I saw in theater
Rise of the Skywalker.
was Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I think that was the only movie I've seen, and that was the last movie I saw in theater. I was not able to see Sonic in theater, which that kind of pissed me off because I kind of wanted to see it.
I did. It was actually pretty good. I liked it.
Last movie I saw in theaters was Demon Slayer. I went and saw it a few weeks ago, like a week or two ago.
That was awesome in theater. Rest in peace, Rengoku.
Dude, why you spoil the movie for people who haven't seen it?
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, to be
forgot,
fair,
it's kind of common knowledge.
Yeah, I knew it before I basically kind of knew it before I even went in because I had read up on the manga. So
What was better, the manga or the anime?
they're both pretty good. I actually say the anime is better in certain ways
What's up, Andrew?
you get music and all that stuff. You don't get that in the manga, obviously.
I mean, Venom, they could really take Venom and like go anywhere with it. Like if they brought Venom into the canon like MCU, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, and how are they gonna fit him in with? I mean, it just wouldn't make sense though.
I mean, it doesn't have to. Okay.
It does.
Well, actually, this was actually going to be something I was going to bring up, and like this was kind of one of my ideas because with Spider-Man No Way Home, like at this point, it's more than likely going to be a Spider-Verse film. And
hope
knowing that
so.
the movie's probably going to do well, I actually had an idea that'll make both Sony and Marvel money. Is that you could have a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. You can make Andrew Garfield the Spider-Man in Sony's universe, and you can make Tom Holland the Spider-Man in the MCU.
It'd kind of be like a oh, what is it? Broken Dimensions or something like that. Remember that game?
Shattered Dimensions?
Yeah, it could be like that, kinda. I mean, it takes some working around, but
I think it would be like because Sony and Marvel would make money off of it.
oh yeah, no doubt.
And honestly, that's not a bad idea because not only does Tobey Maguire get one more movie, the Andrew Garfield fans will be able to see Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and Tom Holland's fans can have him in the MCU.
Mm-hmm. Because you gotta think, how does Morbius fit in? Because you've seen where you technically have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
But you also see Michael Keaton's voice.
Exactly.
Wait,
it's like
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
There's a in the trailer, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is like graffitied on the wall.
Oh, that's stupid. That's not really him though, being in the movie.
Yeah, but it's like the same universe.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
I mean,
right, shut the fuck up. All right.
Yeah.
You guys really want this Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and I'm telling you, it ain't gonna happen unless you get like a multiverse Spider-Man.
That's what I want.
That's pretty much what they're gonna do.
I mean, they delayed Morbius again, so fuck them. But you know,
which I don't know why, because now things are opening up again. So
it's probably Jared Leto. He's probably fucking around off in the fucking desert somewhere.
What? Like
he always be doing that shit. He's like, yeah, I went out in the desert for a week and like fucking closed my eyes and fucking went away from society. He's a fucking psychopath. But I mean, he works, I guess. I don't know.
Well, but I think with because I even had because going back to the Spider-Man topic, I think a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey would be like a nice little cap off to the series because to me, I don't think they should do a trilogy again with Tobey. I think that
he's a bit too old for it.
Yeah, I think maybe
he's
them
45.
doing one more. Yeah, them doing one more movie with them would kind of be like a nice little.
It would make sense with the 3 Spider-Man. So he's like not the main Spider-Man, so they don't so the movie's not being carried on to him. It's carried on to like everyone.
Yeah,
because he's a bit too old right now.
And my idea for Spider-Man 4 is just to do Kraven the Hunter.
Spider-Man 4 was supposed to be out 10 years ago, like this month. I'm so upset.
If you did Kraven the Hunter in this Spider-Man 4, and then
I know they put Kraven in the video game, so that's the closest thing you can get.
Well, they should do it. They should have done him in this Spider-Man movie because Kraven's a fucking awesome villain.
I want to see the Punisher show up and assassinate Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Bro, if that happens, I'd be like, what the fuck?
And then Archie Andrews from the Archies also shows up. Okay.
Holy shit.
And boom. Riverdale is also taking place in the Spider-Man universe. What do we think?
Well, I honestly don't know how that's going to work, though, because DC technically owns Riverdale.
Ugh.
See, that's weird. DC technically owns Riverdale, but Riverdale was technically in Marvel Comics.
You know what else is weird? That Tobey Maguire is the worst Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
It's time to remove Jonathan from the talk.
Let Tobey Maguire play Uncle Ben. Well, you just want to watch the fucking world burn. Okay.
Yeah.
He could play Old Man Spider-Man.
Kavar said he hated. Oh my god. Kavar said he hated Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
I liked it.
I didn't hate him. I mean, I think both Andrew and Tobey have their moments. I think with Tobey, with Toby's Spider-Man, I think Toby had the better movies. Whereas with Andrew, I think if Andrew was given better writing, I think he could be better than Toby. Because
Pretty much
Andrew,
anybody can be Spider-Man, and I'd like it.
like Toby is a great I think Andrew is a better actor. That's why I think Andrew could surpass Toby if he was given better material to work with.
Yeah, he is a really good actor.
But I mean, but that's kind of why I wanted to bring it up because because like with the Spider-Verse thing, like there's so much more money you can make off of it that honestly you could do all three Spider-Men justice.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And and also kind of talk a little bit about the WB Discovery merger. Or I guess Discovery bought WB, so AT&T no longer has control over WB, and basically everything's kind of fucked.
So that'll switch up a lot of things.
Oh, it
So
probably
will that fuck with HBO Max exclusives also?
I don't know.
Because technically, like AT&T owns HBO Max, and like when I sold like things for AT&T when I worked for them, we would like advertise HBO Max as like one of the big reasons to pretty much join AT&T. And if that fucks it up, that's gonna be weird. That's gonna have ripple effects.
Yeah, like I have no idea how this is gonna work because like what the fuck's gonna happen to all the DC stuff? And like what the fuck's gonna happen to HBO Max in general?
Maybe Verizon will buy everything. Because I think Verizon owns Discovery, actually. Let me look that up. Because I think they do.
Yeah, this entire thing is just fucking weird. But then wait a minute. If WB is getting bought out and like all these things are in trouble, oh wait, never mind. I answered my own question because I was gonna say, because technically WB, like the new Batman animated movie Long Halloween is like owned by a WB animation studio. So
Discovery's partnered with Verizon, so it's like
so technically Verizon has a bit of but it's real. I don't even know if it's really gonna change much though.
Yeah, because maybe the studio will just keep working on their own, and they're just gonna put out their own thing.
Maybe.
Like we don't really need to go under AT&T or anybody. We just do what we want.
I think me and Karis want to see if Jonathan believes in what he says or if he's just what?
Does Jonathan believe in what he says?
Well, like
I think he believes in what he says a little more than he should.
No, I think Jonathan's saying Toby's bad to make us upset, and it is working. But that's beside the point.
About
Jonathan
Maguire.
Yeah, I think so.
I do
means.
think he's good and he's iconic, but he's overrated.
Your mom's overrated.
Because if you actually look at it, like, yeah, he was good and he's iconic and I always appreciate it, but like he really isn't like this superb actor that everyone makes him out to be. He's a good actor.
Well, nobody said he's like the best actor in the world, or just best Spider-Man.
I honestly think that Andrew Garfield is just as good.
You also have a lot of nostalgia, okay, when you're talking about Tobey Maguire. Because when you're looking at Tobey Maguire's other movies, like The Great Gatsby, I could give two fucks, really. Okay.
I really don't care about that movie at all.
But like fucking Andrew Garfield, I fucking love like Hacksaw Ridge, where he's playing the Medal of Honor guy. Like, that's a great movie. Great fucking movie. Okay. And Tom Holland, he's been in a couple things recently, which I like.
I like that movie, Devil All the Time. I like
Devil All the Time. That was a good ass movie.
I love that movie.
He was just in a movie with Daisy.
Chaos Walking. I saw a review
I liked the movie.
Everybody said it was like really bad because the story just didn't make sense.
People don't like. I mean, I guess people don't like it, but I liked it. Okay.
If it's entertaining, but it's bad, it's still entertaining.
You're like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Although I literally see every movie that comes out now that the movie theaters are open. So it's like I don't really give a shit if it's bad or not. I'm gonna see it anyway.
I'm not gonna jello Jonathan because I don't think he really needs to. Because I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I think, like I said earlier, with Toby and like Andrew, I think Andrew is to me a tad better, but I think Toby had the better films. Whereas I think Andrew, if he was given better writing, he would be better than Toby.
True.
Because that's really what it all comes down to is the writing. Because Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie. Like, I don't like, other than maybe Spider-Verse, I think Spider-Man 2 is
I
the
mean,
best.
other than No Way Home, it's the best. No.
Yeah, I don't really like the new Spider-Man either, but yeah, I think Andrew Garfield's a pretty good Spider-Man. Most of what people say about Tobey Maguire is literally almost entirely nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not something. It's like when people tell me, Beyblades was a really good show. Well, I mean, maybe, but a lot of that is nostalgia. If you go back and watch it now with a more unbiased look, you'll realize it's really not.
Like, it's not actually
It's not
great.
what you hyped it up to be. Yeah.
It's the same thing for like old video games too. It's like when you go back and play it, it's not going to be the same.
Well, but it also kind of depends because if you're looking at like, I don't know, fucking, like what's a good example for this? Well, I guess the original Super Mario Brothers. I mean, is it as good as maybe some of the games that come out today? Maybe not. But it's really hard to judge when it comes to video games. I think with movies, it's a little bit easier to judge because
Like video games, when you're technically part of the story, so you get more attached because you're contributing. But
yeah,
that's
when
how
when you like think of video games like in your mind, like
you
if you try to
are
think
the
of
character.
like if you're trying to think of like these old games, you're looking through like these nostalgic like fucking 4K lenses. But then when you go to actually play the game, and it's like fucking 480p, and the movement's trash, and you're getting pissed off just because of how bad it looks.
Oh yeah, there are some games like that. It's like I remember it like looking so good, and then I go back to play it, and I'm like, what is this? But as long as the story is still good and it still holds up like that way, I don't care how it looks. But that's just me.
Yeah, like I mean, graphics aren't a huge thing, and like to me,
I
like
would rather graphics look good, but if they don't and the story is that good, I don't care. Like if the story's good and the characters are great, it could be pixelated and I'd still enjoy it.
Like if the gameplay is great and the story is interesting, like the graphics could be like 2D.
Like there's just some things that stand the test of time. That's very true.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like old horror games that still hold up today very well. Like the Silent Hill games still hold up greatly.
Like the original Last of Us, even though it's not that old, like
it still looks fantastic.
Exactly. Like I still love that game. I'd play it again.
Yeah, that's just a Naughty Dog thing. Like the Naughty Dog, like they have that budget to make games.
Yeah,
like that.
They don't be fucking up. Although that's the same thing with Rockstar. Like Rockstar, you go back and like play like San Andreas. Like people love that game. Like not necessarily for the graphics, but it's just like
it still looks good for its time though.
People just love it.
Like you go back to like even like Capcom games, like even today they look fantastic. You go back to their older games, it's like you remember like what year it's from, and you're like, that looks great for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, even Left 4 Dead, it still looks fantastic today, and that game's from 2008 and 2009. So it's like,
and you got Bethesda games which still look the same since 2008. In 2018, they still look the exact fucking same. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there.
Well, I thought The Evil Within. It's technically not a Bethesda only game. It's more Tango, but I still think that game looks good. The Evil Within and
oh yeah,
Fallout 4. The environments look great, but the characters look cartoony. If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
They don't look bad, but they look like a video game. And then you get pictures of like the environments, and they can look pretty good. So like Fallout 4 is a weird one to look at.
Jaxo says, but if you have seen the story before, all that is left is the graphics. Well, even if that's the case, like the first thing I'm
Gameplay.
gonna judge.
No, you got gameplay first, then graphics. Graphics should be the worst thing the last thing you worry about. If you got like
Exactly.
gameplay, story, characters, acting, aesthetic.
Oh, the thing
Like-
is, like, when you're a new person coming to these games, it's hard to get a new person, like, from today into, like, fucking Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
we're so
because
used to them looking good that when
they
you go
see the
back
graphics and they're like, eh. That's why all these games are getting remastered.
Because I actually just bought the Mass Effect remaster. Like, I was gonna bring this up when we were talking about video games, but I bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and like just going back through like Mass Effect 1, like it's still a really good game.
Yep. I never even played it, but I know the cult following it has.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say Mass Effect has a cult following. I think Mass Effect has a huge following, I would say.
Like,
Like
I remember
that-
being like a huge thing. That's where everybody would. That's like the only thing anybody would talk about. And then it kind of like shit the bucket at the end, and it kind of fucked up. With I don't know what game it was. Andromeda, is that the one that like people didn't like?
Well, you know what? To be fair to Andromeda, it's not as bad as people made it out to be. It's not great.
Yeah,
and
I
it's not,
found it more boring. Like I didn't find it bad. I just kind of found it. It's okay.
like I found it to be kind of like a watered down version of the first game. Like I don't know if that's me, but like a lot of the characters are kind of like one-dimensional versions of like previous characters, and the story was just it felt like Mass Effect 1, but it was more watered down, and it just like Mass Effect 1 still has that charm that Andromeda doesn't have.
Yeah.
Like, because, I haven't finished, because I haven't really gone through and finished all the Mass Effect games in the main trilogy yet. But especially, like, from my memory, like, I'm looking forward to getting to finishing, like, all three games, because all three I still think hold up today. Even if I got them on 360, I still think they hold up. Because I
Yeah.
consider Mass Effect kind of like Star Wars in a sense, but it's not Star Wars.
It's got that same kind of like sci-fi aspect to it, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna give out the 4-minute warning because we are gonna wrap it up soon. But no, but I think like I want to go back to what I said is like when it comes to like game studios, like I think the only game studio at this point that I have a lot of faith in is Insomniac.
Yeah, I fuck with them.
Because Insomniac, like at least they know what the fuck they're doing, and their games look good, and the gameplay's great, and
They've
I mean,
been doing good so far.
yeah, let's hope they continue on that path, or else I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
I mean, I'm like, there's a couple out there that have always stood the test of time, like Rockstar. Rockstar's never really fucked up on anything.
Except they didn't make Undead Nightmare 2. That was a big loss. Like they put it in they put it in Red Dead Online, like like people getting sick and the zombie bodies, and then they did nothing with it. So it's like, bro, what? Why?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't think I've ever finished Red Dead 2, to be quite honest with you. It's just I think there's just other games I was playing at that time too. It was just one of those games that kind of
that game for a while.
Like Jerry, do you even like what did you think about Red Dead Online? I don't remember what you thought about it.
It definitely isn't as good as it could have been. But the thing is with Red Dead Online is it's not going to be anything like GTA Online because it doesn't appeal to the same audience. Like you're just going to have that kind of like cult audience where it's like the people that liked Red Dead and still appreciate it. Most people liked Red Dead and they played it, but to play it online, it's like it's kind of because you're limited by your time period. Whereas in GTA Online, you're not limited by anything. You got planes, trains, helicopters, all this fucking bullshit. But Red Dead, you're like, I got a fucking wagon and a horse and a fucking 6-shooter. And the map is huge. It takes, forever to get places. And people aren't there for the grind. That's a lot of the thing with Red Dead Online. It's a big grind. Because you got to think, money. Also, back then, not as easy to get. And it's like, they stay very, like, historical, kind of. But that's also, like, kind of the demise. Is, it's just, it is what it is. People appreciate it for what it is, and that'll be it. But they also, Rockstar, you can tell that they don't treat it like it's GTA. And, it is what it is. They just don't put the time nor the money to update it or take care of it. But I mean,
I saw that Deshaun hid Jack's Law. I unhidden you, dude. I apologize.
Hit him. What?
Oh, what are you doing, Austin?
It's not me. It's it's like my moderators.
Oh yeah, your moderators.
You have moderators?
Who's your moderators?
You, Jerry, Ninjoid, Sour.
Oh, what's good? I'm a moderator. I don't even know what to do with
you guys have wrenches.
So I can kill people?
Yes.
Nice. I can't wait to fucking stab somebody.
What does a moderator even do?
It's like to moderate the chat, and if you see trolls, you can block them.
You can impress your will on anybody without them doing anything. You can
block them, time them out.
Let's go.
Pretty much you're commander of the Third Reich of YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Of YouTube.
So I'm on YouTube. Yeah.
You're a YouTube Hitler.
I am Susan Wabajek. Let's go.
But with that being said, though, guys,
we are Austin as Hitler, and you're the SS.
No, okay, well, fuck. No, we're wrapping it up now. All right.
Yeah,
and the audience are the.
He wants out. No.
We're just no.
Austin's trying so hard to end it right now, and then Jerry keeps talking.
We're not gonna.
We're not going there.
I'm gonna thank everybody in the chat. I'm gonna thank Deshaun, Jack's Law, Kavari, Andrew, Commodore Ty. Let's see who else do I got? I think Ninjoid was here. I think that was about it. Also, Angry Care Bears when she was in the chat.
Yeah, I showed up just to say Straw Humans Tomb Remake.
So, yes, thank you all in the chat. We'll let everybody go around the panel one more time, tell everybody where they can find themselves at. We'll start with Jerry. Where can they find you at?
You can find me at Subway.
Probably.
Just, you know who really be at Subway? Jonathan. This motherfucker gets meatball subs.
I just had Subway.
I don't know how that motherfucker likes meatball subs.
Italian mix is where it's at.
Or you know where you could find me? Five Guys. You can find me there. I'd be fucking with Five Guys.
Yes, Jerry. I knew you would like Five Guys.
Where can they find you, Austin? Huh?
You know where they can find me at? They can find me at McDonald's.
That's what's up.
Angry Care Bears, where can they find you at?
The prison yard. Also, Angry Care Bears on YouTube. Yeah, I like robbing banks.
They can find Jonathan in the chapel.
You can find them in the local playground.
He's trying to convert children to Christianity.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
You can find him street preaching.
Street preaching. What?
Damn.
Getting him and Mr. Batman spreading the gospel.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But anyway, Angry Care Bears, did you say where they can find you at, or?
Yeah, you can find me at Angry Care Bears on YouTube.
Alrighty, Jerry, did you plug your Twitch?
It's there.
It's there.
You already know.
Sounds good. And last but not least, Jonathan, where can they find you at?
Find me on Jonathan Talks YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. It's the same, like Jonathan Talks or Jonathan_Talks for the Instagram and Twitter. That's about it.
All right.
Very, very nice. Well, I'm the Austinator. You guys can find me here on my channel. I'm taking a 2-week break after this week. So I got some stuff going on tomorrow. It's actually, we're going to be doing a watch party of Batman 1989.
Woo.
So it's basically going to be where like I have like 2 StreamYard links, and then people can come on the panel, people can watch the movie, and all that fun stuff. Thursday will be tier list Thursday, so I'll do a tier list on Thursday. Not doing anything Friday. Saturday is gonna be it's gonna be a little fun game stream. It's gonna be like we're gonna play Kahoot, Jeopardy. We're gonna play Google Feud. We're gonna play games like that, and then that's gonna be it for me for 2 weeks. And then my next stream will probably be the either the 6th of June. So if you guys want to go and I don't know, check it out, do whatever. And you can find me on other channels like the VOV3000, Chris Knight for the weekly wrap up, and occasionally the Rumble, where I was the first winner of this current season of the Rumble. You can find me on JJ AK Sithboard 3827 for randomness at its finest. You guys can find me on Chaos Central for the Bad Batch Roundtable. You can find me on Geeks and Joy for Nerdgasm on Saturday. And you find me on Ninja243's channel, Sauerkraus's channel, basically everybody's channels at this point.
Where the fuck can I find you?
Yeah.
I'm looking for where I can't find your ass.
Well, I mean, I can confirm nor deny where I go.
He's fucking everywhere and nowhere at the same time. What the fuck?
Exactly.
It's like you can find me under your bed. You can find me down in the corner.
Oh, hail Nerdtorial. How's it going, man?
Hail. He's hailing you, Austin.
No.
No, Jerry.
Yeah, I told you. I told you, Austin.
Stop talking.
Jerry, no.
No. First off, it's hail, not hail.
Oh, fuck. Like the Guardian of Forever, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you may find me occasionally on these lovely people's channels if they ever stream and whatnot.
You have comments.
Don't forget, work will set you free. Okay.
Don't
forget that, little ones.
Anyway.
Your own beginning and your own ending. Yes, I am. And also, you can find me on Twitter at the Austinator17. So if you ever want to get updated on my stream, go and check me out. And you can also go and follow the Chaos Central Twitter, where I run the Chaos Central Twitter. If you guys want to go and just support the Chaos Central crew, then go ahead and do so. Otherwise, yeah, that's about it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. This is the Austinator signing out. Take care, guys.